Hello and welcome to today's list. For today we will be talking about the top 10 anime where the main character has an unknown superpower. Yes, the anime trope of insane power that everyone is seeking and the main character has no idea where it originated from. I gotta say, such anime have some sorts of allure to them, and charm to say the least. I guess it's in the power's mystery, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, you guys. So without taking any longer, let's begin, and as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And starting off this list, we have The Deer King. This anime movie, albeit had some decent pacing and character development, it still failed to be completely able to reflect the depth of all three light novels this movie is formed of. And no one can actually blame them. I mean, it is only a movie of 2 hours. No matter how hard they tried to fit everything in those 2 hours, it just wasn't long enough to fit all those details in, sadly. And the main character, Van, is an enslaved former elite soldier who survives a wild dog-led attack on his Zolian-run salt mine prison, and he escapes with an orphan girl named Yuna, whom he adopts. Both Yuna and Van are bitten by the supernatural dogs, yet do not succumb to the plague, and in fact seem to gain supernatural abilities from it. As the plague spreads anew amongst the occupying Zolian populace, the local government official dispatches Imperial Dr. Hosali in order to find the rumored survivor Van, to gain samples of his blood to which he could produce a cure. Hosale is aided by elite tracker Sai, a mysterious and deadly woman of few words and murky motives, and one thing leads to another, and those three have to work with each other in an unlikely alliance to retrieve Yuna from her captors. And that was Van's only condition for him sharing his blood to be studied and to create a cure from it. The anime might seem like Princess Mononoke-esque, but trust me, this movie is a standalone thing, and it's actually good. Up next we have Sands of Destruction. This anime is adapted from a Nintendo DS game of all things, and it doesn't have a shitty rating either. I guess the game to show movie curse only applies when it comes to live action ones. Anywho, the story as it goes in the game is about the end of the world. Kairi, the male protagonist, is the one who holds the whole story together. He's like the key to end the world, but he's a coward, but can be brave sometimes. And Mort, the female protagonist, is the one who wants the world to end because of her brother's death and the unfair and corrupt government, you know, that whole shtick. Mort is a strong woman, however, with a big sharp sword and a personality that matches it. They are both characters with a good heart, both traveling the world in search of the key to end it, and with it to end the reign of the beastmen controlling the humans and manipulating their lives just cause they are weaker than them. As for the ending of this anime, it was kinda It was a little unsatisfying, though no spoilers of course. Even with these facts, however, I still liked the show and enjoyed it. I've been told that the game is better though, and that the anime didn't do it justice. Well, better off playing the game just to find out yourself. Up next we have Seven Ghost. The last thing you can expect from an amnesiac combat slave in a military academy is the fact that he is the long-lost heir of a kingdom that was destroyed by the hands of the Barsberg Empire. Tato Klein, the main character of the show, is actually the prince of the Rogs Empire, and if that wasn't enough of a shock for you guys, then this part sure will do the trick. He is also the bearer of the Eye of Mikhail, the same magical talisman orb that his kingdom was burnt asunder searching for high and low. The Eye of Mikhail grants its user immense magical powers, or as called in this anime, Xiphon abilities, and allows them to channel the power of the corresponding angel. In this case, it would be Mikhail. And up next we have Cerberus. If you like unintentionally funny moments and have a good knowledge of tropes, you could probably enjoy this one a fair bit. The character have some incredible stupidity going on, which can actually end up being charming. Eventually it can grow on you as well. If you don't like that stuff, it doesn't have much to offer you. Cerberus is not a great show. It's not even a good show. But it is, however, a hilarious show. Now I'll be upfront here. If you're looking for a good story with good production values, excellent characters, world building, deep meaning, original twists, none of that is here. You can't find that here. Cerberus pretty much just uses the numbers of the hero's journey, comboed with a revenge story, making use of pretty stereotypical character archetypes without much thought as to the development or characterization of them. Not to mention it has quite a generic fantasy world with an odd fascination with crystals, and tropes twists pulled right out of all kinds of other fantasy and mystical shows. It's practically like watching some random RPG quick walkthrough on YouTube, and that's how generic and linear this anime feels. And up next we have Akira. Akira. I'm positive most, if not all of you know by now about this classic movie, but for the sake of being safe, here's a quick rundown. It's Japan, 1988. An explosion caused by a young boy with psychic powers tears through the city of Tokyo and ignites the fuse that leads to World War III. To prevent any further destruction, he is captured and taken into custody, never to be heard from again. Now, in the year of 2019, a restored version of the city known as Neo-Tokyo, an area rife with gang violence and terrorism against the current government, stands in its place. Here, Shotaro leads the Capsules, a group of misfits known for riding large custom motorcycles and being in constant conflict with their rivals, the Clowns. During one of these battles, Shotaro's best friend Tetsuno Shima is caught up in an accident with an Esper who finds himself in the streets of Tokyo after escaping confinement from a government institution. Through this encounter, Tetsuo begins to develop his mysterious abilities, as the government seeks to quarantine this latest sidekick in a desperate attempt to prevent him from unleashing the destructive power that could once again bring the city to its knees. Now, why should you finally decide to remove it from the plan to watch list to the already watched page? Akira is gorgeously animated and beautifully showcases gruesome body horror if you're into that. And besides, don't you think it's about time to see if this classic anime does live up to the hype or not? And up next we have Eureka 7. Now first things first, this is a 50-episode show. It is set in the backwater town of Bell Forest where our main character, a 14-year-old boy named Renton, lives and desires to leave his home behind and join the mercenary group known as Gecko State, hoping to find some adventure to brighten up his mundane life. However, stuck between his grandfather's insistence to become a mechanic like him and the pressure of his deceased father's legacy, the only excitement Renton finds is in his pastime of riding the Trapar wave particles that are dispersed throughout the air, an activity akin to surfing. Now, everything changes when an unknown object crashes through Renton's garage, discovered to be a light-finding operation, a robot capable of riding the Trapper waves, specifically known as the Nervash Type 0. Its pilot is a young girl named Eureka, a Gecko State member who requests a tune-up for the Nervash. Their meeting sparks the beginning of Renton's involvement with the Gecko State as he takes off alongside Eureka as the co-pilot of the Nervash. Eureka 7 has won multiple awards including Best Screenplay, Best Television Series, and the Best Character Designs at the 5th Tokyo Anime Awards, an award in the Domestic Digital Contents category. Now to put it short, here is why you should watch this. It's no surprise that 2D mecha animation is a dying breed nowadays, so going back to a real behemoth show that centers around it would be really nice. Eureka 7 is a really ambitious anime project. In the beginning had this early 2000s punk style pretty nailed down, but with the plot leaning much more into the sci-fi, that novelty was kinda lost in the latter half. With that being said, we move to another award-winning show. And that one is Foly Coolie. Naota is an ordinary 6th grader living in a city where nothing amazing ever seems to happen. After his brother Tasuku leaves town to play baseball in America, Naota takes it upon himself to look after everything Tasuku left behind, from his top bunk bed to his ex-girlfriend Mamimi Samijima, who hasn't stopped clinging to Naota since Tasuku left. Little does Naota know, however, that his mundane existence is on the verge of being changed forever. Enter Haruko, a Vespa-riding, bass guitar-wielding, pink-haired psychopath whose first encounter with Naota leaves him with tire tracks on his back and a giant horn on his head. Though all he wants is some peace and quiet, when Haruko takes up residence at his parents' home, Naota finds himself dragged into the heart of the greatest battle for supremacy that Earth, and quite possibly the entire universe, has ever seen. Now this anime placed 3rd place for the best animation film at the Fantasia Festival in 2003, and in 2007 the anime got a nomination for the best cast and won the best comedy series and the best short series at the American Anime Awards show. That said, the show is pretty nonsensical and quite hard to follow, except for there is no kind of coherence and connection between these 6 episodes and it moves very fast. Therefore, the characters just kind of appear out of nowhere without any introduction or any depth to them, and they don't develop at all. They practically remain the same throughout the whole thing. But to sum it up, for a sane person, watching this show would be like going through a trippy acid DMT episode, or taking a little happy pill and going on speed. And up next, we have Heroic Age Edit. When the Golden Race invited other races to join them in the stars, 3 sentient races answered their call. The Goldens called them the Bronze, Silver, and Heroic tribes. Just before the Gold tribe left to travel to another universe, a 4th race appeared, traveling to the stars on their accomplishments. The Golds named the human race the Iron tribe, and over time humanity suffered at the hands of the more dominant races and is now facing extinction. Following a prophecy left by the Gold tribe, Princess Deinira sets out to search for the powerful being who might be able to save humankind, and she meets a wild-haired boy on an abandoned planet, a fateful encounter that will not only change the fortunes of humanity, but also the fate of the universe. Like the rest of the show on this list from 2000, Heroic Age had the privilege to have exposed more than 12, in this case 26, so it has some time to build its event and plot points. It might feel slow at times, but that's what you get with such number of episodes. And that said, what sets this anime apart is its ability to captivate audiences through a lovable and sincere main male lead, whose honesty and endearing nature draw viewers into his world. The mecha battles amidst the vast expanse of space are nothing short of captivating, offering thrilling sequences that keep you on the edge of your seat. What makes these battles even more enthralling is the seamless integration of magic into the technological prowess of the mechas. This synergy between magic and technology adds a unique and compelling layer to the storyline. And up next, we have Shak No Shana. The world has become a slaughtering ground for the Crimson denizens, mysterious beings from a parallel universe who thrive on the life energy of humans. These merciless murderers only leave behind scant remains of souls called torches, which are mere residues that will eventually be destroyed along with the very fact of the victim's existence from the minds of the living. An ambitious endeavor to put an end to this invisible, hungry massacre, warriors called Flame Hazes relentlessly fight these monsters. And one fateful day, Yuji Sake ceases to be a regular high schooler. He becomes trapped in a crevice of time and is suddenly attacked by a denizen. Coming to his rescue just in the nick of time is a nameless hunter who seems no different from an ordinary young girl except for her blazing eyes and burning crimson hair. However, before Yuji can learn anything more about the situation, he discovers that he has already been reduced to a torch, merely a scrap of memory waiting to be extinguished. Now for the stats. It has 3 seasons, a bunch of specials, and a movie. While at first glance Shakugan no Shana may seem like just another anime with the protagonist being thrown into a world he never even thought existed, it really makes itself stand out from the rest if for no other reason than the spectacular introduction to the theme of the story. The story develops itself rather slowly midway through the series as the viewers were taken back in time for some background learning that lead us to understand certain characters better. More on that in the characters section, and overall there was no rush to the story as events unfold themselves in a very elegant and comprehensive manner. And number 1 goes to Tegami Bachi. With his mother taken away from him and having lost everything, Lag Seeing is now a letter whose delivery has been assigned to Gauch Suit, a letter B. Despite their troubling start, the two of them become friends, leading Lag to realize what his aim in life is: to deliver people's most important feelings in the form of letters, just as Gauch has done. And this show was amazing. It had brilliant music that fit perfectly with the scenes, great art, amazing characters. It also had an awesome story, and at the start of the series, that is. The second season is arguably better. Now, if you do pick it up, it's worth knowing Lag Crybaby attitude is less annoying in the second season. Now this concludes our bizarre list to say the least for this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I had fun making it for you. And you got to know some new anime names that we never even heard before. I know for a fact that I hadn't heard some of these. And let me know down in the comments which one you're gonna watch first. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.